Hey YouTube, this is Alex from cheapvapes.com. As promised, I am going to show you how to open your Kanger Subox Mini. If you're like many people, including myself, you probably took apart the battery compartment and looked inside and only saw one screw and yanked and yanked and yanked and couldn't get it apart. Well, besides the one screw, there's usually another sticker, little round Kanger sticker. You take that sticker off, there's a screw underneath there. You unscrew it with the screwdriver provided to you in the kit. Once you've got those screws off, it's two screws. Make sure you don't lose them. Once you've got those two screws off, it comes out pretty easily. If it happens to be stuck, I'll show you how to take that out. But if it isn't stuck and it should just come out very easily, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to pinch down on the pin area. If your pin is stuck, you don't have to pinch very hard, obviously, but you're going to pinch down, hold it with one hand, and you're going to pull it apart slowly. You should see it sliding right out. Again, just slides right out. Your buttons in the front will probably fall out, but they're going to fall into the body, so make sure you don't lose those. They're easy to put back in. Notice how I'm going to hold the very top of the body that I'm pulling out, this chassis. And the reason why you want to hold that is because where my pointing finger is, I'm holding down the little cap that has inside of it the spring. And if I let this go, it's going to shoot out and I'm going to hunt for it and I'll probably lose it. So just let it go gently and slowly. It's a little round disc. Okay, it's maybe about almost a ½ inch in diameter. And then inside you're going to find your little spring. And in there you're going to see your little contact. The contact is soldered onto a wire. And there's a pretty decent amount of solder, so it doesn't look like it'll break apart just from handling it. What happens is sometimes this contact is warped, it's not perfectly round, and it gets stuck going up and down. Another time, what I found, if you could see that little round circle, that opening, sometimes that opening is a little bit tight. What I've done is I've taken some sandpaper and I've just worked it a little bit. Just keep filing it down just to kind of open it up a little bit. It's not too much of a big deal to have this a little bit widened out. No liquid or juice is going to get down in there anyway, and you should be fine, and it should be a pretty loose opening for the contact to be able to spring up and down. Once you have that fixed, if you for some reason have lint or if you have any kind of juice, you make sure you just clean it out with a Q-tip. And it's pretty easy. When handling this thing, you want to kind of be careful. You don't want to damage anything on the circuit body. And then to put it back, it's pretty easy. What you're going to want to do first is inside of your Kanger mod frame, you want to just pour out your buttons. The round button is pretty easy. You just put it back into the round area that is intended for the fire button. These things are really light and flimsy, so you kind of have to handle them carefully. And then you have your plus minus buttons, and the orientation that these things can go in is either way. So make sure you put the plus in the right location. The minus should be just above the charge port. So otherwise you're going to look at it and say, hey, how come my watts are going up when I'm supposed to be going down? You want to just kind of hold it upside down like this, or even set it aside for a little bit. And then something else I found, which I thought was kind of like a dumb design by Kanger, is once your pin is back in place and you put your spring in there, you see how the spring wants to kind of go to the front or to where the magnets are? It's attracted to the magnets. And I also suspect that that could be one of the reasons why it gets stuck, is that the spring kind of falls out of place and is not working as a spring anymore. Once you got the spring in there, you want to take your round disc. Now the round disc has a little tiny little lip on it on one side. That little lip has a little slot for it to fit into. So make sure you put that in the right orientation, otherwise your little round disc is not going to fit down just tightly enough. And then with one hand, you're going to want to just pinch it down and keep it sandwiched between your fingers. And then you want to carefully pick up your frame and just undo what you did in the beginning. Just going to slide it in, and it should go in there nice and tight. You can test the buttons before you screw everything back on. Make sure they're clicking nicely. Everything sounds good. Once it's nice and tight, you put your screws back in, and everything looks good. It should be working just fine. What I would recommend you do is I would recommend putting a little bit of WD-40 on this thing just to kind of keep it lubricated and loose. And that's pretty much it. We are going to be doing a plasti dip on the frame here. So if you guys are interested in that, check out our website. In about 6 weeks, we'll be offering custom plasti dip on mods that we will do ourselves. And if you want to send yours in and have it custom dipped, we will do that as well. Again, cheapvapes.com. Please comment below. Tell us what you think. If you have any other fixes, please put those in the comments, because I'm finding a lot of issues with these. The more people have them, and the more issues are popping up. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this video was because of our first video, which was discussing the 9.9 ohm error, and we showed that video on how to fix that error. Sometimes you will need to open your mod, and if you have it open and you know how to solder, you can actually replace your 510 and put another one on there and solder it back on. Alright, thank you again, guys. Looking forward to more videos. Should be coming out every week or so. Alright, thank you.